guys, we are back with another song by Eminem. And which one are we doing today?
Today we're doing Farewell. Do you know it?
I don't know.
Actually, I know you know this because
You know I do?
because of
I do
this.
know this?
Yeah, the sample. You'll see. You remember it.
I don't know by the name,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
So yeah, we're continuing with Music to Be Murdered By. Obviously, this is track number 17. So we'll do what we always do. We'll listen. We'll break it down. All that good stuff.
Yeah, and I'm starting to feel better, so we should be able to start putting out more than just like one video a week. At
Yes.
least trying. Don't hold me to it, but I'm feeling okay right now.
Yes.
And we are sponsored by Carnivore Snacks. Which is my absolute favorite meat snack ever. And it's so great, guys, if you've never tried it. If you scroll up a teeny bit, scroll to where they show the texture. Right there. See, like, the left right here, all the way to the left, those are sliders. I don't know which kinds. Then it kind of looks like we got ribeye here. Then it kind of looks like we got pork loin here. More sliders, maybe the beef chuck. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I know what I'm talking about. These are amazing, absolutely delicious. I highly recommend them. And they're all regeneratively raised and grass fed. And there's only 2 ingredients in them. Like this one's the grass fed beef ribeye and Redmond real salt. And again, if you scroll up a teeny bit, what's that? It is Joe Rogan's favorite snack. He knows what he's talking about. He likes clean, healthy meat. He pretty much hunts all of his own meat, right?
A lot of it. Yeah.
But yeah, these are delicious, and they're actually coming out with new bison sliders, which we're probably going to get soon. And I will show you guys them, and I will taste test them on air because I've never had them before, but I'm really excited because I like bison. And you can use our coupon code WithSmith for 15% off your order, and the link is in the description below. And also for those of you who have already made purchases, because it is 15% off your first purchase only, there is a 5-day span coming up. I'm not exactly sure when it is, but I'll let you know when I know for sure, where anyone who has made a purchase before using our coupon code or using any coupon code, I believe, can then use the coupon code for 15% off their order if they've used it already. It's like a little sale, little deal going on. I'll let you guys know when that is if you really love their carnivore snacks. And I don't know if I said it, I have pregnancy brain. With Smith,
Yeah.
15% off, link in bio. Not bio, link in description. Okay. We're also sponsored by SeatGeek, which is a great website to get tickets for literally anything and everything. You get tickets for comedians, concerts, maybe if Eminem ever goes on tour in America again, if that ever happens.
Wrestling, fighting, golf, all that.
Literally everything.
Way.
And it's a great experience. Everything for us was electronic, which was great because I'm prone to losing things, especially now that I'm pregnant. I don't think I'd be able to hold on to a paper ticket. So super convenient. And hey, look, Kevin Hart. We just saw him a couple months ago. And Bill Burr. There's a lot of good stuff going on, guys. If you like Beyonce, some good stuff.
Drake and
Drake.
21
Ooh,
Savage.
Drake. At Madison Square Garden if you live in New York like we do.
Grateful Dead.
All right. So you can use our coupon code with Smith for $20 off your very first purchase, and the link is in the description below. And that's it for today.
Right. So this is Farewell, as I said, I believe. I don't know if I mentioned, I think it's track number 17. Let's make
I
sure.
feel like we've been on this album for forever because we've been so missing
Yeah,
in
we spread it out
action.
so long.
Sorry, guys.
It's got 20 tracks, so it's a decently long album.
Yeah.
Especially like the trend of doing like 7 to 12 tracks on an album has become popular in the
Yeah.
last few years.
I feel like albums when we were kids were that short too. Like I feel like 12 was like the golden number, maybe even 13
I don't know.
or 14.
I'm like distorted because I think like a lot of rap track albums back in the
You're
day,
thinking rap. I'm talking about pop.
but those were a lot of the CDs I had and they had skits, and so you're looking at like
Um,
20 tracks with skits, you know.
I'm pretty sure like my NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears CDs had
Those are
like
all short.
12.
Like Blink 182 was short too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yes, track number 17, Music to Be Murdered By, Farewell.
For what it's worth, you were a slut at birth.
Ah.
If the world had a dick, you'd fuck the earth. I tried to get over you, it doesn't work. You're still a cunt, I'm still a fucking jerk. Same as it ever was. Yeah, say it'll change, but it never does. Ain't gonna ever, cause you're the cause of my pain and the medicine. Never met someone who played games with my head as much. They tethered us together like two felons must have fell in lust with skeletons. Everyone's got them, thought that you were Cinderella, but feels like I slept with her wicked stepmother. But how the hell am I still in love with a motherfucking chick there's at least a million of? They say love the one you with, but the shit is killing us. Our love's on some other shit, I'm a glutton for punishment. You're the gloves on the punching mitts. It's above and beyond his cuffing. I'm shoving a girl I love inside of an oven. If I catch you sucking another dick, you better unsuck it. You snuck in the crib and tried to jump under the covers again. Why am I tucking you in? Probably cause I gotta tell myself another lie. Cause that's what helps to get me by. Cause I'm in hell, but this is my goodbye farewell.
Okay.
I have such an urge to sing like the actual song though.
There's a small little
Like I
actual
don't
sample at
wanna
the end.
get in
Yeah, so you
again.
remember this song, like
Yeah,
Eminem's version?
yeah.
So yeah, it samples No Games by Serrani, right? Is it Serrani?
I don't know.
I think it's
I just know
Serrani.
the song.
Let's see, I have the lyrics on my phone. I'm sure it'll say.
I thought this was gonna be a sad song because it's called Farewell. I
I
was like,
mean,
ugh.
it technically is, but it's upbeat.
No, it's too fun.
Serrani. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that
No
song.
Games. So yes, very good. He's obviously sampling the beat, the melody, you know, even the way he delivers the lines, like in the
Yeah, like it
chorus.
flows with it.
And then, as I said at the very end, we actually get a actual sample of the original. Okay, so he comes right in, no intro really. He just says, "For what it's worth, you were a slut at birth. If the world had a dick, you'd fuck the earth." So it's pretty straightforward. He's shitting on this girl. So again, we discussed this with all these types of songs. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's a little more subjective, whether he's actually talking about a girl or drugs. This one I actually do think is a girl, and I actually think it might be directed at Kim, actually, just
Maybe.
because of a line later in it, which when we get to it, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. And then yes, if the world had a dick, you'd fuck the earth. So, you know, such a slut, she'd fuck the earth. I tried to get over you. It doesn't work. You're still a cunt. I'm still a fucking jerk. What?
I didn't want to get a copyright strike.
What do you mean?
Not a copyright strike. Oh God, my brain.
Oh, for cursing?
Yeah,
We're past the mark. It's usually like
but
the first
that's
minute.
a word they really don't like. I don't. I've never really,
We've said it like
you
a
know,
thousand times with
like I
Eminem
don't take
songs.
that word. No, I know, but they'll get blocked.
It's so they have a problem. They'll if it's in like the first minute or two, YouTube, they have
Yeah,
an issue for some reason.
which doesn't
But
make any sense. I mean, if it's in there, it's in there.
yeah, like I'll listen to podcasts and they'll literally edit out the curses for the first few minutes, and then you're hearing the most vile shit ever later on. It's so bizarre.
I don't get it. Because, like, what is it? Because if it's kids, like,
Well, even if it's not kids, it's
well, they
something
think
about,
kids only watch a minute of a
I
video and then
think
turn it off.
it's something about advertising. I forget what it is. So, whatever. He's saying, you know, she was always a slut, right? He's trying to get over you. It's not working. So, he hates her, but he still loves her.
Yeah, just
She's,
like your typical, very non-functional relationship that could never work and will never last, but you just can't get over it for whatever reason.
yes. And then he's acknowledging she's a cunt and he's a jerk. So, like, yeah, you suck, but like, I'm also not that great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, he's acknowledging that. So then he kind of changes his delivery here, right? It's like a little different. He does like three switches like very early on. It's very interesting. He
mm,
says, same as it ever was. Yeah. Say it'll change, but it never does. Ain't gonna ever, cuz you're the cause of my pain and the medicine. Never met someone who has played games with my head as much.
So
So
still more of the same, really.
saying, yeah, this we've always had a toxic relationship and it's still like that. And we're both saying we're gonna do things different. It's gonna change, but
But
it
like none
never
of you
does.
do.
It never does, and it never will.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're the cause of the pain in my medicine. So just like we said, it's toxic. It's a love you, hate you. And she's obviously playing with his head, playing games. Then he says, fate tethered us together like two felons. Must have fell in love with skeletons. Everyone's got 'em. Thought that you were Cinderella, but feels like I slept with the wicked stepmother. But how the hell am I? So he finishes the bar.
Yeah, so again, still in the same. So he's saying like fell in love with skeletons because like if you have skeletons in your closet, like you have like baggage,
Yeah, so
right?
yeah. So the line even before he says fate tethered us together like two felons. So like a chain gang, you know what I mean? So either chain gang or like if you're going to court sometimes on like the bus when they're taking you there,
Oh
you'll
yeah,
be
they
like
like chain your
cuffed
feet together.
or you'll be cuffed next to the person next to you sometimes or chained to the actual thing. But
That
yeah,
sucks.
like felons, they get chained together. So that's why he's doing the tethered like the felons. And then, like you said, yeah. So he fell in love with the skeleton. So I guess, like the darkness, the bad things, that she
Yeah.
does. And everyone has them. So he's acknowledging that again. So he's like, it's funny. He's like shitting on her. But then every couple lines, he's like, I'm not that great either. You know what I mean? Which
Mm-hmm.
is funny. And then, so this is a funny line where he says, I thought that you were Cinderella, but it felt like I slept with the wicked stepmother, which is really funny. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously
Good little Cinderella scheme.
reference. Yeah, Cinderella, obviously the princess.
Yeah.
Well,
To be princess.
yeah, and
She
then
does become a princess.
the wicked stepmother who doesn't want her to
Who just treats her
go.
like garbage.
Yeah. And he says, but how the hell am I still in love with the motherfucking chick that there's at least a million of? They,
Ouch.
yeah, they say love the one you quit.
It
That's
should be
wrong.
wit,
Yeah, it is
right?
with. It says they say love the one. Where is it? But they say love the one you with, but this shit is killing us. I lust on some other shit. Why is this? This is like worded weird. I'm just gonna look here.
Our loves on
Our
some other
love's on some
shit.
other shit. I'm a glutton for punishment. You're the gloves. I'm the punching mitts. So
Okay.
yeah, like you said, that that's a crazy line. He's like, how am I still in love with a chick that there's a million of? Meaning like,
Saying that like she's there like literally a dime a dozen.
yeah, there's
Like
nothing
there's a
special.
million of you.
And then he says, they say to love the
But I
one.
guess not. If
Yeah,
he's fucking in love with her and obsessed with her and
it's
can't
true.
stop. I mean, if there really is a million of her, then you can just like throw a stone and hit another one.
So that's what he's saying. He's like, how the hell am I still in love with this girl that there's a million? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
this shouldn't be like this. You know what I mean? I could find plenty of girls like this, but,
but
and
you
then,
want this one like that.
yeah. And then he says, they say to love the one you with, but this shit is killing us. So it's like, you're supposed to love the person that you're with, right? But their relationship is killing both of them. You know what I mean?
Uh,
And then our love is on some other shit. I'm a glutton for punishment. So yeah, they have a crazy relationship. He actually likes the pain. And then he says, you're the gloves, I'm the punching mitts. So like the boxers that when they're practicing, they have the
yeah,
mitts.
like
So
the other person training them.
so they go together, which is interesting, right? So it's like, oh yeah, it's a pair that goes together, but obviously boxing gloves and punching mitts, it's physical, it's violent. So it's an
Like a
intentional,
violent pair.
yeah, it's an intentional pair that he chose to, you know what I mean, relate
Yeah.
themselves to. All right. And then he says, it's above and beyond us. Cuffing. I'm shoving the girl I love inside of an oven. If I catch you sucking another dick, you better unsuck it. You snuck in the crib and tried to jump under the covers again. Why am I tucking you in? Probably because goes into the chorus.
Mm,
So yeah, he said, what was the last line before? I'm the punching mitts. And then
kind
he
of goes
says,
with cuffing
it's above and
a
beyond
little.
us. Yeah. So it's interesting. So cuffing, I'm shoving the girl I love inside of an oven. So it's weird that he just uses cuffing there. So obviously, like if you're cuffing
Yeah,
somebody, like
is that really what he says?
it is. Let me double check. But yeah, because like if you're cuffing someone, right, it's like you're making them you're holding them down, right? It's your girlfriend, it's your
Well,
boyfriend,
like when
right?
you're handcuffed.
Exactly. So it's above and beyond as cuffing. I'm shoving the girl I love inside of an oven. So this goes into the toxic, relationship and like physical abuse and stuff.
Mhm.
So he's saying if you cheat on me, right? If you hook up with somebody else, but he says if I catch you sucking another dick, you better unsuck it, right?
But is there anything really wrong with that?
He's gonna kill her and put her in the oven. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
wouldn't most people do that?
But yeah, no. And then he says you snuck into the crib and tried to jump under the covers again. So it sounds like she was out, like doing whatever, maybe even
Cheating
cheating
on
in
him.
that
Yeah, that's what
circumstance.
it sounds like.
And then he says, "Why am I tucking you in?" So like
Like he's sleeping with her.
he's like a sucker. He
But
knows,
not
you know
only
what I
that,
mean?
like when you tuck someone in, that's like
He's
they're going to
welcoming
sleep.
and he's welcoming her. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He's
Like they
like
probably already had sex.
maybe he's like, but he's like taking care of her. He's like, I know that you're doing this to me, but I still want to be with you and I'm taking care of you. That. And then he says, probably because, and then it leads right into the chorus, which is, I got to tell myself another lie, because that's what helps to get me by, because I'm in hell. This is my goodbye, farewell.
So again, it's just kind of like really explaining how he feels. He's just lying to himself, like, oh, she's not cheating on me. She's not going to hurt me. She loves me. We're happy. And just to like try to get through it.
It's funny because if, I don't know why I'm getting caught up on this right now, but it's like very meta, this song, if you look at it, because he's singing a song about him telling a lie to himself.
Yeah.
So, but he knows he's lying enough to say, I'm lying. Do you know what I mean? It's like
When
weird.
we do things like that, aren't we always cognizant of it?
Yeah. And he's like, because that's what helps to get me by. So, like, he knows that's what he's doing. And then, he's aware of it and it's not good. And then he says, because I'm in hell, this is my goodbye, farewell. So he's like saying, I'm leaving you. You know what I mean? And like I said, literally throughout the verses, it's not just her, it's him too.
Yeah. But I mean, cheating, that's like the worst. I don't know what
Yeah,
he's
of
doing,
course.
but
All right. We will pick it up here. So he repeats that, the chorus, and then here we go.
Wanna hold you, wanna choke you, wanna love you, wanna hate you, wanna kill you, wanna hurt you, wanna heal you. Yeah, wanna lose you, keep you, bruise you, beat, abuse you, treat you mutual. It's juvenile, delusional as usual. You're beautiful, I'm average, I'm brutal, you're a savage. My ride or die chick who's always cruising for a bruising. Yeah, it's kinda like we're trying to light a dynamite stick. Though we might get along like shit, fight, hit, bite, spit, unite, split. Yeah, you're awful, but you're mine. And they say love is blind. We see each other fine, but it's no wonder I'm the only one you'll find to put up with your shit. I need a plumber line, but nothing comes to mind besides the number 90. Cause since 06, you flipped my fucking life upside down. Now the sky's ground. Look at my frown, it's a smile now. Look at my mouth, it's my eyebrows. Make it rain upwards, we're on that ninth cloud. Two insane lovebirds, I should fly south. Cause man, am I great, and lying to myself. But I'm just plain stubborn, I'm Audi 5000. But this is my house, bitch, you get out. Then we duke it out, then it dies down. Then we say fuck it, cry our eyes out. Then I gotta tell myself another lie. Cause that's what helps to get me by. Cause I'm in hell, but this is my goodbye, farewell. This relationship.
Okay. Real quick, we'll break this one down, and then we'll just let the last verse play out.
yeah.
All right. So he comes in, second verse. Want to hold you, want to choke you, want to love you, want to hate you, want to kill you, want to hurt you, want to heal you. Yeah. Want to lose you, keep you, bruise you, I think it is. Bruise you. Let's see.
Keep you bruised.
Yeah, that's weird. The way it's worded is interesting. They put the emphasis. Yeah. Want to lose you, keep you, bruise you, beat, abuse you, treat you mutual. It's juvenile, delusional, it's usual.
So it's all self-explanatory. He wants to love her, hate her, and do everything, both positive and negative.
Exactly. It's got the whole range of emotions.
Yeah.
It's, the epitome of toxicity and love-hate
Oh,
relationship.
definitely.
And he wants her happy. He doesn't want her happy.
Mhm.
He wants to, yeah, like you said, it's all that. And then, yes, treat you mutual. So I guess the same, like,
The way you treat him.
yeah.
So I guess cheat on you too.
And he says it's juvenile. It's juvenile. It's actually how he says it. So like the relationship it's like petty and kid-like, and it's like immature, and like they're in high school, you know what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna get you back. You did this to me, so it's only right, like that shit. And then he's delusional. It's usual. So they're deluded that they can have a happy, healthy relationship, and it's just par for the course. All right. Then he says, you're beautiful. I'm average. I'm brutal. You're a savage. My ride or die chick who's always cruising for a bruising. So it's an interesting line where he says, you're beautiful. I'm average. So,
Yes, saying
uh,
she's pretty. I'm not.
yeah, he's like,
You're brutal. I'm brutal. You're a savage, which I guess being a savage is worse than being brutal, right?
yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my ride or die chick is always cruising for a bruising. So
So
he's
she's
taken.
looking to get hurt.
So
Or
yeah,
also looking to hurt.
yeah. So that line, it's very clever. So he's taking those two colloquial phrases, the ride or die chick, right? And then cruising for a bruising. He puts them together in that line. So it's like, yeah, so she's ride or die. She's going to do anything, she'll die for him, right? And then cruising for a bruising. It's like, okay, is she, and I think this is why he used it. You can interpret it both ways. Like she's looking or she's acting in a way that's going to make him hurt her. But like you just pointed out, like, oh, maybe they're going out looking to hurt people because she's a ride or die chick. So
Yeah.
it's
Or like just like she's cruising for a bruising. She's out looking to hurt
exactly
him. Yeah.
true. So it's a very clever way he put that because it works any way you choose to interpret that line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And then he continues, he says, yeah, it's kind of like we're trying to light a dynamite stick, though we might get along like shit. Fight, hit, fight, spit. Wait, does he say fight twice?
I
So he
don't know.
says,
Maybe
no,
bite?
it is bite. He says, fight, hit, bite, spit, unite, split. So I
So that's all bad stuff.
so I wanted to point that up too at the beginning of this verse where he's like, "Want to love you, want to." So it's just listing, but it's one of the things
It's
that,
like in an order of
and
things.
it's like one of the things that drew me to Eminem when I was younger. I was like, it's just like he's talking, I can understand him, and the words just happen to rhyme. Like it seems like it's so easy to do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he's conveying the message, and it feels like I'm just hearing someone talk, but they just all rhyme.
Yeah.
It's so clever. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like we're trying to light a dynamite stick. So, self-destructive, crazy relationship. And then though we might get along like shit, and then he explains the ways they're getting along like shit, right? Fighting, hitting, biting, spitting, uniting, splitting. So it's cool the way he, rattles all those off
Mhm.
and they rhyme. And he says, yeah, you're awful, but you're mine. And they say love is blind, but we see each other fine. So they're leaving the be. I love that line. I think it's so funny.
Then they're not really in love, are they?
So it's interesting. So, okay, you're awful, but you're mine, meaning like, you suck, but I still love you anyway. And then they say love is blind, but we see each other fine.
Meaning that you're not in love.
So it is interesting how to interpret that line because yeah, they say love is blind, meaning like you don't see anything, like you love who you love, right? Like love doesn't care, it doesn't see those things. You love who you love, but then he's saying, but we see each other fine. So that's interesting. I wonder if he's saying subtly that it's not love or if he's just joking
I
around
think he's
saying
realizing that it's not.
like we see each other, we're not blind, which is the obviously tongue-in-cheek expression that he's using, but there could be a subtle subtext to it, like you're saying, like, yeah, maybe it's not love, right? Then he continues, but it's no wonder I'm the only one you'll find to put up with your shit. I need a plumber line.
So put up with your shit, plumber.
Yes. And apparently he's implying, well, not implying, he's straight up saying nobody else is going to deal with her shit. Who knows if that's true, but then he says, yeah, but nothing comes to mind besides the number 90, because since '06, you flipped my motherfucking life upside down.
Which 06 upside down is 90.
This is why I think it's it could be related to Kim or whoever he dated right after Kim, because they got remarried and divorced in the year 2006, Eminem and Kim. So this is what I was referring to earlier at the beginning. So, I mean, you could interpret it as that, or you can interpret it as whoever he dated after Kim, because since 2006, you know what I mean? Because if they're divorced, you would think maybe it's over. You know what I mean? I'm not caring about it. So I don't know. I don't know who this is about, but whatever. So then he said, "You flipped my life upside down," right? And then he does a few little lines here of "Now the sky's ground." So
So they switch places because it's upside down.
look at my frown. It's a smile now.
Because it's upside down.
Yes. Look at my mouth. It's my eyebrows. So his face is upside down. Then he says, "Make it rain upwards." So again,
So he's crying.
oh, interesting. I didn't even put those two lines together. I just, thought he was just listing
Thing that could happen.
another opposite reaction, because he ties it into the next line. That could be actually if his eyes, his mouth, it's my eyebrows. I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe might be
Because it'll
crying.
go up.
It says, "Make it rain upwards. We're on the ninth cloud. Two insane lovebirds. I should fly south, 'cause man am I great, and land in my." That's worded wrong. So he says, "'Cause man am I great, ain't lying to myself, but I'm just plain stubborn. I'm outie 5 thou." So he does the rain upwards, right? And then ties into the ninth cloud. So clouds rain, right? So there's just a little tie in there. And then so they're on the ninth cloud, so cloud nine, right? They're happy, all
Yeah.
that. He says, "But we're two insane lovebirds." So he invokes the lovebirds thing, right? And then he says, "I should fly south." So birds fly south for the winter. But then did you pick up on the subtle homophone he did? He says, "I should fly south, 'cause man am I great."
Oh, migrate.
Yeah, like I migrate. Man am I great, or man I migrate, right? So lovebirds fly south, migrate. And then he says, "I'm just lying to myself, but I'm just plain stubborn." So plain ties in with the fly south too, just like the
Oh, like
birds.
an airplane.
Yeah. And then he says, "I'm outie 5 thou."
Like an
So
Audi.
yeah. So interestingly enough, so that's an expression. I mean, like I'm outie,
Yeah,
like
like I'm leaving.
how they spelled it here. But the outie 5 thou, I didn't realize that there was so it was an Audi car model 5000 that had like severe problems apparently. Like it was like accelerating on its own. It was like really bad. So I wonder if he's just using the expression, or he actually is referring to, like he's using the fact that that car was so fucked up and discontinued in the song. You know what I mean?
Probably.
And then he continues. He says, "But this is my house, bitch. You get out." Then we duke it out. Then it dies down. Then we say, "Fuck it." Cry our eyes out. And then it goes back into the chorus. So yeah, "I'm not leaving. You leave. We're gonna fight, cry, blah blah blah."
Okay.
We're gonna finish up the last of this.
Oops.
Goodbye, farewell. This relationship is all that is cracked up to be never lackluster. And that's cause we act nuts, cause that's what attracts us. Trick you with a back rub, tell you to relax, then dunk your ass in the bathtub. Yeah, now that's love. May sound pathetic, but fuck the world, cause they out to get us. I love you, but I won't exchange vows. Hey, now don't get carried away, no way I'll get married. It'll take a rain cloud to wet us. Yeah, but we're so insane about each other, may take the same route and way out as Junior say out. Break out for Reddit, lay down in bed and blow our brains out together. Who knows how it's gonna play out or whether that's what our ending will be. One of us shot in the back while attempting to flee, but I go to bat for you, defending your honor. Yeah, no contingency fees, something we're not. Nah, we're not pretending to be. Don't cost a penny to be with me. Time we're spending is free. We could be broke as a joke, won't make a difference to me. Don't have to give me a thing. Could have been a 50-cent ring from out of a vending machine. Love unconditionally, there's no other fish in the sea. Guess I'm a prisoner, see?
Addiction is a disease.
I gotta tell myself another lie, cause that's what helps to get me by, cause I'm in hell, but this is my goodbye farewell.
Love you, girl, do you feel the same? I don't wanna play games, no games.
I do want to point out how good he does over this beat. Like there used to be a lot of criticisms about Eminem. The beats, I mean, people still criticize about the beats he raps over, and they're like, oh, he doesn't do any like fun or like club music or whatever. He fucking killed it to this beat.
I love
Yeah,
that song.
it's awesome. Yeah, so it's so good. All right. Third final verse. He says, all right, those lyrics are wrong. I'm just gonna read from my phone. He says, this relationship is all that it's cracked up to be. Never lack lust in that because we act nuts, because that's what attracts us. Trick you with a back rub. Tell you to relax, then dump your ass in the bathtub.
So like
He
he's like
laughed.
holding on her shoulder and he just like pushes her under the water, I guess.
Yeah. So he's saying this relationship is all that it's cracked up to be.
But I mean, on the surface, everyone can see it's insane. So he's
Toxic.
like, it is what it is,
And then if
what it
it's
seems to be.
cracked up to be, if something's cracked
Like
up,
it's messed up, like it's
yeah. So
broken.
it's interesting that he didn't say isn't cracked up. So then he says, never lack lust in that because we act nuts. So it's
He's
not,
saying that like they still want to have sex.
yeah, so that it's not lackluster. They're not lacking lust. They act nuts. So yeah,
And also not
it's
lacking like
crazy.
desire for one another.
Exactly. And that's what attracts them. So they like those crazy, toxic shit about each other. And then, like you said, trick you with the back rub, tell you to relax, dump your ass in the bathtub. And then he laughs. And then he says, yeah, now that's love, which is very funny. And then he says, may sound pathetic, but fuck the world because they out to get us. I love you, but I won't exchange vows. Hey now, don't get carried away. No way I'll get married. It'll take a rain cloud to wet us.
Okay.
So this is interesting what he does there. So yeah, he's saying it's love and it might be pathetic, but fuck the world because they're out to get us. So he's like, yeah, it's us against the world, right? And then he says, I love you, but I won't exchange vows. So right, so he's not going to get married to
Yeah,
her.
like never.
And then he says, hey now, don't get carried away. No way I'll get married. So interesting, like don't get carried away, like meaning like we're not I love you, but I'm not gonna marry you, right? But it does invoke, I don't know why I'm getting this image because we didn't do this, but I'm imagining like the groom carrying the bride. Like we didn't do that, but I feel like I can see
That's what
that.
people used to do
Yeah. So
when they were leaving.
I feel like it is like a double meaning there. Because then he says, no way I'll get married. And then he says it'll take a rain cloud to wet us. So
Like wed.
yeah, homophone again.
Yeah, like
Wet us.
WED.
Yes. All right. Then he continues. Yeah, but where is it? Yeah, but we're so insane about each other. May take the same route and way out as Junior Seau, break out Berettas, lay down in bed, and blow our brains out together. So I don't know if you remember Junior Seau. He was a football player and very interesting. He killed himself. He shot himself in the chest intentionally and said to study his brain because he knew he had something wrong with it. And they did. And he
Interesting.
had CTE. So he intentionally didn't blow his brains out. He did it in the chest. So, and
Yeah,
he said, please study. And he donated his brain to science. And they found that he had like severe,
that's crazy.
yeah, it's very interesting. So it was like a weird thing that he did. So the line where he says, break out the Berettas, lay down in bed, and blow our brains out together. So that's slightly different than Junior Seau because, again, he shot himself in the chest, but we get the point, right? Are we going to just, go out to death, killing ourselves? And he says, who knows how it's going to play out, or who knows how it's going to play out, or whether death's what our ending will be,
A what?
or whether death's
Oh,
is what
yeah,
our
they got
ending
that
will be.
wrong.
Oh,
A
yeah,
weathered desk.
it's very bad here. Then he says, one of us shot in the back while attempting to flee, but I'll go to bat for you, defending your honor. Yeah, no contingency fees, something we're not. Nah, we're not pretending to beef. Don't cost a penny to be with me. Time we're spending is free. We could be broke as a joke, won't make a difference to me. Okay, so one of us shot in the back while attempting to flee, right? We might end up dead. This might what happen. We might kill each other or kill ourselves, blah, blah, blah. But I'll go to
Mhm.
bat defending your honor. So then he does this little money scheme that he says, yeah, no contingency fees, meaning like if you have like a contingency plan, right? It's like, oh, you're my backup. We'll do something else, right?
Yeah.
But he does fee. So that introduces money. And then he says, it's pretending we're not pretending to be. It doesn't cost a penny, right, to be with me. So he does the penny line, which goes back to the fee, and then he says the time we're spending is free. So spending free, right? And then we could be broke as a joke, so broke. So it's all these little money things. And then won't make a difference to me, meaning if they're broke. Don't have to give me a thing. Could have been a 50-cent ring from out of a vending machine. So again, money, 50 cent. We don't need money. We don't need each other. 50-cent ring, which is funny because he just said they're not going to get married, but then he's referring to
Yeah.
a ring from there. It's funny. Then he says, love unconditionally. That's your alarm. It's funny. Then he says, love unconditionally. There's no other fish in the sea. Guess I'm a prisoner. See? Addiction is a disease. So,
Okay.
love each other unconditionally. There's no other fish in the sea, which is obviously the opposite of the expression. There's other fish in the sea, meaning there's no one else for him.
Yeah.
And then he does, guess I am a prisoner. See? So he does C, right? SEA. And then addiction is a disease, but he does it in that like demonic voice that he does.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it does the chorus again. And then it ends with that sample of Serrani.
Yeah. Which we don't need to go over because
Love you, girl. Do you feel the same? I don't want to play a game. No games. You're the only one that can out my flame, baby. Just play it straight. Straight, no games. Games. So that's all
yeah.
straightforward. All right. So farewell.
It's fun. I like it for sure. I think he's really good. I like the upside down scheme he does in there. I think that's really, really good and pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this song. I love the beat. Obviously, the sample is like, it's very fun, right? But like I said, I really enjoyed the way he rapped over it and
Yeah.
the content. So I have to give him credit. Like, I've mentioned it in previous videos that some people are like, oh, he's always does these relationship songs and like, but this is
They're
like
good
this,
though.
yeah, it is good and it's clever and the beat was good and it was fun and it was a little different. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I
And I
really,
like the sample.
yeah, of course, it's great. Yes,
But yeah, so definitely check out Carnivore Snacks. I will keep you updated with their 5-day sale for prior purchasers. Check out SeatGeek. Check out our Amazon storefront if you want to. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow or soon, sometime next week. Okay, bye.
bye.